what really went into what did you see out of Joel tonight? Just really from the jump.
I'm sorry.
What did you see out of Joel tonight? Just
He was not going to let us lose that game. He from the get-go he was good. Even when he came in at 4, he had good spirit, and there was a lot of good energy in that locker room. And I thought, I was a little nervous. I thought, you played him the whole quarter as a 5. But when you roll him like that, you just got to go with it, and I hope everyone just gets it's contagious where everyone else can get a lift.
And then what do you think of Furkan? I think that was his first career double-double, actually.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's like with the way he was able to attack the glass. What did you see from that?
Yeah, I think the mistake I made was, we had Seth at the point. In the second half, we were thinking, put Furk at point, let Seth be more familiar, running around like he does, and use Joel and, get him in his comfort zone. And I told Furk, I thought his body language changed when I said you were a point guard. He had a different stride, he had a gleam in his eye, and that start of that third quarter I thought was a good lift for us. And that's what happens in these type of games, and when people are in or out, and people get different opportunities, new opportunities, and you can find more about your team. And so Furk was big.
Go back to Joel for a second. It was funny the other night when we were asking him about you getting the win as a head coach. He went back to, I remember when he used to hate me. He was joking, of course, but just now that you've been with him for a year and a half, basically, just what do you even see now as a coach working with him day to day that maybe surprises you, it most impresses you based on compared to when you were just an opposing coach? I guess.
All the talent and skill he has. I just always thought he was a post player, would shoot occasional 3. Flop all the time. He doesn't flop anymore, by the way. But the skill level he brings, he's just much more than a post player. He has IIQ. You can use him in different spots. You can move him around the floor. He's, probably he should narrow the scope to, do I want the ball at the nail or in the post? But, we can't get him everywhere. And but when he started pushing the ball tonight, and I think that last transition, he was done. But I'm just more impressed with his skill set. And then, on a personal level, even from last year to this year, his approach coming in every game, every practice, I see an improvement. And all I mean by that is just come ready. Now, just like all other players, he'll say, oh, we got practice. But, he's a guy that, it's like going to a family reunion. You show up, you complain about going there, then when you're there, it's a great time, and you're glad you did it. And that's how he's been a joy at practice. So he's got to lead that way in my mind, personally. So
what was the difference in the defensive effort? You said that Houston really got a lot of good looks in the first half. Second half, they really weren't able to get those same type of looks. But it's kind of the difference.
Well, I thought we were better on the ball. All those guys are making, they're driving, they make a second move. I thought we did a better job catching that second move, and it was a better effort flying out. I think some of our guys were surprised that they were making threes, and when you're free and loose like Houston is, those are going to fall. There's no pressure. And it was just the problem we had was they're measuring up. It looked like warm-up shots, and we can't have warm-up shots. And I thought Tobias defensively and Joel behind him, Seth into the ball. And Burke did a good job on Green. Green was the guy we kind of zeroed in on, 29 points in their last game. And we just, we got to understand, control the ball, but we got to keep building our trust on our Team D. I thought our Team D still needed to come up more.
Why did you decide to play Joel the entire first quarter?
Well, he was going. It's pure and simple. In Brooklyn, we took him out, and he said something, like, hey, I said, well, Andre just came back from an 11-day hiatus. I want him to get a 3-minute run. And then we have the timeout, and this is for Andre. Okay, I get that, And so rolling again, I don't know if I do that twice. and you got to ride your horse, So
when teams play him man-to-man with an undersized guy like they did tonight largely without helping a whole lot, do you almost expect games like this given his abilities and size?
Yeah, they don't want to double or and but what I've seen more from Joel than even when, like in Indiana, we never felt like we had to double him. He's going to wear down fourth quarter. He's in much better shape now than I remember him being as far as just the early work to get the post. You see him just hitting guys and sealing, and maybe it's because they're smaller, so he feels more confident. But it looked like they didn't want any part of him, and he's got to savor that and just abuse it.
Did you notice when he passed the ball to Seth for that last make to get the triple-double, did you notice the fans were like, shoot, which, I mean, I guess it's always good if Seth shoots, but it seemed pretty savvy out there.
Yeah, and I'm just going to make an extra pass, If we keep making one more pass, an extra pass, if your teammate's open 100 times, you hit him 100 times. If we can continue that, and Doc preaches that every day, and we just got to keep on that. So.
Do you have an update on Shake? Have you know anything?
Yeah, I don't. A contusion, but I don't know how. He said he's good, but he barely could turn around to shake my hand. But lower back contusion. He's in the locker room with everybody, so that's good. He wasn't with the doctor.
Is there like any concern that he could miss some time at all? Or?
No, I don't know. Yeah.
Isaiah Joe has said to us a bunch that he takes pride in his defense.
Who's that? I'm sorry.
Isaiah Joe.
Yeah.
What do you think of him just overall as a defender and as a young player and stuff?
He's coming along. He's got a lot to work on as far as he's not as strong as a lot of these guys we end up putting him on. So, use your length, space. He wants to be good, so, we'll take our chances. He's getting that three up, I know that. And so when it's going in, we got to find the right matchup for him, especially when we're short bodies. But he's like most of us, we got a lot of work to do on that end. But he's eager, got a tremendous heart, good team player, teammate, and so he'll come along. Yeah.
Did you see Tobias toward the end of the first half get a little frustrated with the fans were booing him and kind of encouraging? Is that kind of the first time you really seen that out of him?
I have, because he's maybe, since I've been here, one of the surprise guys for me, how professional he is and what a genuine good guy he is. And he really leads by example, not very vocal. So when I saw him raising his hands, when they were booing, and we talked about it at halftime. The only thing that matters is what's in that locker room or who's in that locker room. And part of where we have to grow from my experience from last year is our focus. Shut out that noise. And when we're between those lines, it can't be the officials, it can't be the fans, it can't be anything like that. So we talked about it at halftime. We ran the first play at half for them. The kid got 6 rebounds, 3 offensive that led to big buckets. He got 6 assists, and I think he presses so hard on himself, and he's got to understand Doc has so much confidence in him, and we all do. And what was good? We pulled together. Joel was saying, call this play for Tobias, call that play for him. And so I saw teammates lifting him up, and if we have that every night, no matter what's going on, we're going to keep growing. We're going to be going the right direction. But Tobias, again, don't put pressure on himself and just, there's so many ways up the team win the game, and that's what he did tonight.